And good morning. It's Wednesday, March 16th, 2016. Welcome to Delta Daybreak. I'm Candace Red.
And I'm Riley Hill.
So, Riley, we have a lot to talk about. It was this traffic stop that turned drug bust. Plus, we also have updates when it comes to the flooding across the Delta. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the weather. What's going on there?
So yesterday, we were up here saying really warm day, could set some record highs.
Right.
So we actually did set a record high
We set a record highs up in here.
Out in Greenwood. They beat the old record by 1 degree. But let's take a quick look at your radar. So we were calling for that little front that was going to pass through overnight, maybe bring us some spotty showers, and you can see it right at the very beginning of that radar loop. Did pass through the northern part of the Delta, brought a few showers across the northern parts of the Delta, but for the most part, everyone else stayed dry, brought in a few clouds for us. But here's the record that we did break yesterday. 86 degrees was our high temperature over in Greenwood, so quite the feat for the second week of March. And we are going to enjoy another warm day today. Our temperatures are starting off back into the 60s despite that cold front pushing through last night. Now, not going to be quite as warm as yesterday. We're going to keep a very, very light northwest breeze, so that's going to keep a little bit cooler air in place today, but it's going to be gorgeous out there, still staying above average on the highs, and just a good March day to go out and enjoy that weather.
This is just great news. I don't have to worry about my umbrella or my rain boots today.
No umbrella, no rain boots today.
Unless if I decide to go into the flooded areas, right?
Exactly.
Which I will attempt to stay out of. Let's go ahead and talk about your top local news story. So Greenville police are still investigating this deadly shooting. 21-year-old Jerry Macon Jr. and Demetric Parnell are both behind bars for allegedly shooting and killing 44-year-old Stephen Kaysen. Now, this deadly shooting happened Saturday morning at the Franklin Apartments. The apartment buildings is located in the 300 block of West Alexander Street. Now, police believe the victim died after getting shot 2 times. Well, Parnell is in jail on a $2 million bond. Macon, however, does not have bond at this time. And 3 suspects are in the Grenada County Jail after a traffic stop turns drug bust. Well, Johnny Lee Loggins, Tamars Bledsoe, and Tychina Scott are all charged with drug trafficking. Well, Grenada police pulled the suspects over after a lengthy investigation. Police found 8 pounds of marijuana in the trunk of the car. Police later searched Loggins' house and found 32 pounds of pot, a stolen gun, and $3,500 in cash. Now, Loggins is in jail on a $270,000 bond. Bledsoe and Scott, they're both in jail on a $50,000 bond each. And Grenada police need your help in finding a missing teenager. Well, 16-year-old Kristen Jackson has been missing since Saturday. He's also known as CJ. Well, according to the police report, the family called Kristen's cell phone but did not get a response. Kristen is a 6 feet tall black male and weighs around 300 pounds. If you have any information, call the Grenada Police Department. And new this morning, 3 people are in stable condition after being involved in a car crash. Well, it happened yesterday afternoon on the corner of South Theobald Street and Washington Avenue right here in Greenville. Now, this crash involved 3 vehicles, a tan GMC Yukon, a white Nissan Pathfinder, and a green Dodge Ram. Now, a preliminary investigation shows that a juvenile inside of the GMC was having some type of medical emergency. Well, we're told the car was already headed to the hospital when the crash happened. It's still unclear what caused the wreck. No further information is available at this time. We're keeping our eye on the floodwaters. Greenville Mayor Eric Simmons says that more than 600 homes are damaged and several roads are still closed. According to some Mississippi River Valley mayors, the weekend storms caused record damage and floods may strike again in if smaller rivers overflow. Well, the mayors are part of the Mississippi River Cities and Towns Initiative, which is a coalition of 70 cities along the river. Well, during a press conference Monday, the group said flooding caused structural damage to hundreds of homes and forced residents to evacuate. And Julius Voss Plumbing opened in Cleveland back in 1929, but the owner may have to close up shop thanks to the flood waters. Well, WXVT's Denise Turner has more.
Days ago, Julius Voss Plumbing was a thriving business.
It rained all day Thursday.
I was able to only move one vehicle out of the way because all the other ones were completely enveloped in water.
Now, he says, the $200,000 worth of equipment sitting on his property are empty shells.
The water was 3 foot deep here, and there was no release, and the water was steady rising even higher. And I was just sitting there with tears in my eyes, and there was nothing that I could do.
At the request of Bolivar County Board of Supervisors, Voss took pictures of the flood damage to qualify for disaster assistance.
I have homeowners insurance, but I don't have flood insurance. I called my insurance company, and they told me that it would be no help. So right now, I'm in limbo. I don't know which way to turn, what to do.
Voss says with little to no options, he isn't sure if he even wants to begin to rebuild his business.
I only have one truck that's working, and it's not working correctly because water had got inside of the motor. So I'm having to take that into the shop to get it fixed. All of my other trucks are not working. There's a lot of damage to my equipment and a lot of damage to my business. Right now, I'm almost out of business, and that is not good for a small businessman.
This may be the end of an 86-year-old business, and Voss says this ranch may be the last of it. In Cleveland, Denise Turner, WXVT, your Delta News.
University of Tennessee students are spending spring break right here in Greenville to help fight poverty. Well, I am Candace Red. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the floodwaters are not stopping volunteers from working hard. I spoke with them myself. Take a listen.
In the University of Tennessee, we have a real passion for service. Our mascot is the volunteers, and we take that pretty seriously. So this alternative spring break trip is actually centered around rural community outreach.
At least 11 University of Tennessee students are spending spring break in Greenville to help with community service projects.
We as volunteers want people to know that not only is the Knoxville community important, not only is your UT community important, but also communities across the country.
Students are working with several organizations, including the Boys and Girls Club of Washington County, the Salvation Army of Greenville, Greater Greenville Housing, WXVT, and Mississippi Action for Community Education.
Well, the alternative break program is centered around getting kids out of their comfort zone, learning about a service, project in the community, a social issue. We wanted to get them out of Knoxville and experience these things, and also bring it back to Knoxville so they can apply it to the rest of their lives.
Students have already spent hours cleaning rooms and mopping floors at the Boys and Girls Club. They also helped WXVT workers by painting rooms for residents.
I've always have really been involved with service, but I think alternative spring break helps take it to the next level in a sense, and you also get to form a sense of community with the people that you're working with and also the community that you're serving.
The volunteers actually came up with their own mission statement for this alternative spring break, and it reads in part, to promote honesty, love for community, respect, reliability, and education through hands-on experience filled with engaged learning, fun, and service to and from Greenville, Mississippi. In Greenville, I'm Candace Red for WXVT News. Well, great students doing great things. So in business news now, the city of Greenwood is celebrating the opening of System Scale. A ribbon cutting ceremony was held, and this was yesterday, for the company that was founded back in 1979. Well, it offers sales and services for industrial and agricultural weighing systems. System Scale employs about, get this, 100 people. Well, System Scale also recently acquired the Master Scales facility right there in Greenwood as well. And we now know the date for the 7th annual Anti-Tobacco Rally in Mound Bayou. Well, be sure to mark your calendar for March 26th. So the rally and Easter egg hunt will be held at the Mound Bayou facility building. The goal of the free event is to educate the youth about the long and short-term effects of tobacco use. Brown says they are in need of donations for the event. If you would like to help, go ahead and call 662-719-9181. And let's see here. That was Kelvin Brown. He is the Mound Bayou Youth Activities Director. Okay, time for your Today in History. So on March 16th, back in 1802, the U.S. Military Academy is established at West Point, New York. Well, the United States Military Academy is the first military school right here in the United States. It was founded by Congress for the purpose of educating and training young men in the theory and practice of military service. Well, the U.S. Military Academy is often simply known as West Point. All right, so now it's time for your Delta Chat question. I think it's quite interesting, Riley. I think you might get a kick out of this one. So let's check it out. Are beauty contests harmful to children? Why or why not, Riley? I think you've been in some beauty contests, right? Was it harmful for you? Leave a message on our Facebook page. Your comment will be read live on air. Thanks as always for participating. Riley, I forgot what the show is called, but of course it's a reality TV show.
Toddlers and Tiaras.
Look, I know you love beauty contest. You're at home watching it, aren't you?
My sister is a sucker for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like them?
I'm not going to lie, it is entertaining to just see how crazy those moms are.
Oh, the moms are so crazy.
Oh my
They take it so seriously.
Yeah.
I think they're just living through their child.
Exactly. That's pretty much what it is.
That's what's going on there.
Yep. It's basically like old dad just pushing their son really hard in like football or something. It's kind of like living vicariously through them.
Right. Well, I mean, what do you think? Are beauty contests harmful to children?
I don't know. That's up to the parents, I guess.
We stumped you.
If the child likes doing it, then, I mean, let them do it. It could be a fun hobby for them. But if it's like, I don't want to do this, Mom, this is boring, and I hate doing this, but the mom's forcing them to do it,
just keep pushing them.
That could be harmful, I guess.
Yeah, very true. I'm just imagining myself, beauty contest.
I would
love it.
Yeah,
if I was a kid, even now. But if I was a child, I must say, I'll be a sore loser. If I didn't win the beauty contest, OMG, the scene I will cause.
I didn't think about that, so I guess if a child loses that, it's like,
so sad.
Oh, I'm not as good as the people that beat me. So that could be harmful, I guess. But.
I could just imagine myself pushing the winner off the stage, taking the crown. I worked hard for this.
I can see
Isn't that interesting?
I can see that.
I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. I agree with Riley. I think it's all fun until the child is crying, saying, no, please, I don't want to do it.
Right.
But do you see how far they go with it, with the makeup, the eyelashes for the girls?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they look like little Barbie dolls.
Exactly, yeah. And they take the makeup off, and you're like, well, that's a 3-year-old.
3-year-old, right. Okay, well, we just want to hear your comments. A little fun question for this morning. Riley, what's going on with the weather?
Temperatures right now about the same what they've been the past couple mornings, into the lower 60s, but the big difference is our dew points. So we're finally bringing in a lot drier air into the Delta, and that is going to allow our temperatures to cool a lot more overnight. But during the day, we should be back into the mid-70s, not quite as warm as what we were yesterday. The winds have calmed down a lot, though, and that is going to be the case for our Wednesday. Very light winds out there, so good day to go out and on the lake, go out and enjoy some golf. That wind's not going to mess up. Can't blame the wind if you go golfing and miss your shot. Charlotte Winter sent in this picture of the Sunflower River out towards Marigold, and still flooded waters out there. There's flood warning out for the Sunflower River until further notice. And that part of the Delta is still very much underwater, especially just driving down 6149. You can just see the flooded fields, homes, everything out there. But I did want to share this picture. Lamar Ashmore sent this in from Money, and I think this is a great picture emphasizing growing your own food. This is what's healthy for you. This is what's good for you. Got some radishes, got some nice collards, or some type of leafy green stuff out there. But nonetheless, healthy food. If you live in a food desert, grow your own food. Don't buy that processed sugary stuff that's going to kill you eventually. And then this one is sent in by Mike Brown.
Serious on the Delta Day.
It is a very serious issue.
Yeah.
Fresh food, good for you. Mike Brown, Arcola, Mississippi, another great. Check that
pretty.
out. And
nice.
Sunsets are always so surreal because it's just like we're rotating and orbiting this thing, and it's like the end of a day is just us kind of rotating past it, going on the dark side, and it's crazy. It's crazy to think we're just a floating ball of life. And
can you feel it? Can you
infinite,
feel the world
pretty much
just moving?
universe. Crazy stuff. And then Donna Marquez out of Marigold, another great picture there of that beautiful day we enjoyed yesterday for our Tuesday, and more the same today, just a few degrees cooler. And then this was sent in by Brenda Stone. This was a great story associated with this picture. So this little pup here had to be rescued by Brenda, and hurt its leg, apparently got shot and poisoned at one point.
Wow.
And they had to pretty much wade through water to go save this dog that was isolated at this house. And it is at the Leland Animal Shelter. They are asking people to donate. A lot of animals have been affected by the flood out there. And but funny story, kind of differing the mood here, but Brenda said the day before she tried to save a Rottweiler, but it ended up being a statue.
A statue?
It ended up being a statue, so she like went all the way to like go save this dog, but it was a statue.
No wonder it was just sitting there.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you for Brenda for sharing that story with us. Great story there.
Yeah, that's
with
nice.
that pup.
Hope they get some donations in.
Yeah, for sure. Leland Animal Shelter. So y'all check it out. Oh, that was supposed to go to a viewer photo slide, but water vapor imagery, check that out.
Riley.
There we go, yeah. I'll talk about that after the break with more of your weather.
All right, Riley, are you in any type of pain?
No pain. Right.
I'm feeling pain all in my back right now.
Get some meditation in.
Is that not even doing this right?
Sure.
Is this what you're supposed to do? All right, well, I'm acting really weird up here because can meditation reduce pain? That is the question for this morning when it comes to our top health news story. Find out after the break.